So number 5. Well, real world problem here. Ball thrown in the air with a velocity of 40 feet per second. Its height in feet is this. Do you recognize that equation? Do we have physics students out here? Anybody? From like this year or last year? Last year. Okay. Of course, he probably did everything in meters or whatever, right? So this would have been 4.9 t squared. Remember that? It's half of gravity. Yeah. So this is half of gravity in feet per second because it's 32 feet per second. And then this is the initial velocity, just in case you are curious. Okay, so we are trying to find the velocity of the object at exactly t equals 2 seconds. And so we're going to work our way into that like we did on Friday by first doing what? From the time period beginning at t equals 2. So our t1 is always going to be 2. What is the y1 when t1 is 2? 16 is how that comes out if you plug it in there. I trust you. Hope you're not wrong. Okay, so for part I, or part 1 or whatever, what do I plug in as my t2? 0.5. So this is a time interval lasting 0.5 seconds. So 0.5 seconds later, where is the ball that you threw in the air? I'm sure you used this equation to have that thing on the loan. You're doing calculus in your head, right? What do you get when you plug 2.5 in for the t?
0.
0? Okay. And then all we need to do now is find the slope, basically. So the change in the y's is?
16.
Is it? Negative 16, good. Because we're going to go y2 minus y1, so it's negative 16. And the change in time is 0.5, and so that works out to be what?
This is way easier than I thought.
Yeah, super easy. And so that means I'm not going to do the whole thing for you. So the next thing you would do is t1 is still 2, y1 is still 16. Now what do I plug in for my t2?
2.1.
2.1, because they said a 0.1 second interval. So you plug that in, figure out what y2 is, figure out the slope, and you're good, right? Do you know what these things that you're figuring out are called? Well, we're figuring out what the instantaneous velocity is by taking the limits of the, you know what these are called that you're figuring out when you're using 2 points? Did it say that in the book? These are the average velocity. It says find the average velocity. So these are all average velocities, and we're using those to figure out the instantaneous